Often imitated, never duplicated. The one and only B. Scott. You're listening to The B. Scott Show. Get ready, Love Muffins. And we're back, Love Muffins. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for tuning in to The B. Scott Show once again.
Yes, we're back.
We're back, and we're also doing it live on Facebook, facebook.com/Love B. Scott.
Yep.
So we're just trying to hit you from many different angles.
All the angles.
From the back, from the side,
Leg
up and down. Leg up. Come on, leg up. Oh my goodness, where do I start? So I guess I could talk about my vacation.
Yeah, you look real bronze.
I look really
I'm
bronze.
Really jealous, actually.
Yes. I went to Hawaii. I went to Maui, and the part of Maui that I was in was Kaanapali. And I had an amazing time.
Okay.
Like, Hawaii, let me say this. Hawaii itself is amazing.
Yeah, I saw the snaps. They looked really, really pretty.
Like, truly amazing. Like, just beautiful, warm weather. The temperature is around 80 degrees. The beaches is beautiful. The only thing I did not like is basically the middle America people.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, I'm telling you, like they literally, I felt like the Trump voters flocked to Hawaii, and they literally were like beach whales.
Now, how do you know, like,
you can just see it. They look like him. They look like they voted for him. They look like Trump voters.
So like the Vegas crowd. You know, when you go to Vegas, you have like all of the tourists. It's
it's kind of like the Vegas crowd, but missing just like straight up like middle America people. Like, I'm telling you, like, it looks like, not when I say I'm from North Carolina, and I guess that's considered, is that middle America? It's like southern, south, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm saying that I'm better than anybody. No. I'm saying, when I say middle America, I equate that to be a Trump voter.
Right. It's a lifestyle difference
red
more than
states.
anything. Okay.
Yes. They look like they came from a red state that clearly went for Trump.
Oh my God.
But, they were staring at me, I was staring at them, and we were just...
So did, like, anything weird happen?
No, I just really think that people, they were just looking at us because, like, they were just shocked to see. I felt like some of them were shocked to see an affluent, black, gay person on their turf. They have saved up for this vacation. They are so excited about it. And here I come.
People of all people.
My black gay ass just come strolling in. And I think one day I had a bun right on top of my head and like this like mesh like
you would.
ensemble. Yes.
You would.
It was like I felt like Portia on the Housewives of Atlanta.
Were you twerking on the beach?
I was twerking. I don't think I was... I mean, yes, one time I did twerk on the beach.
I did see a snap. You were twerking. But
I was twerking
it was in the
elevator.
hotel. It wasn't, yeah.
It was after a couple of rosés, and I was twerking.
Yeah, I saw.
I was twerking for Birkin and doing my thing.
Oh my
ow,
God.
ow, ow, ow.
Help us, Lord.
But I had a great time.
Okay.
I felt like I needed to go somewhere where I can just totally disconnect from all the bullshit that's been going on. And when I say bullshit, it's like Donald Trump. I am so tired of seeing it. I'm so tired of hearing it. If I see his orange face one more time, I'm literally going to go stand out in this LA rain, butt naked, and just go crazy and walk up and down the street. I can't take it.
I don't even know what we're supposed to do. Like, what are we supposed to do?
I feel like, how do we form, like, I feel like we have to band together to form some type of response to him being president and the people that support him. But I'm so discombobulated by the daily things that happen. I don't know where to start. Where do you start?
Listen, I think for me, the golden shower situation is kind of like what pushed me over the edge. Like, now I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
He supposedly had, some Russian intelligence came out where he has supposedly had two prostitutes or a couple of prostitutes.
It was several.
I mean, a harem of prostitutes.
A gaggle of hoes.
A gaggle of hoes. A gaggle of hoes come and literally get on the bed and they peed on each other. And it's a bed that Barack slept in.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, but these stories keep getting more, like, it's just, I can't believe this is what we have elected into the presidency.
Right.
Like, he is now the president of the United States of America.
The leader of the free world.
And he's literally in a press conference yelling at somebody, no, not you. No, this one. No. I'm going to, you were the one with the fake news. I was like, this cannot be real life.
Speaking of fake, did you see the binders, not the binders, the folders with like the stuffed pieces of paper?
With blank papers in it. Like, totally no writing.
Never in all my days. Like, it was the most obviously fake thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I feel like this is the greatest, most legendary punk of our life. Like, I feel like we've been punked. Like, I really feel like Ashton Kutcher is going to really just come out of somewhere and be like, psych.
Right.
But it's not going to happen.
No. So hopefully, you know, with this whole investigation, they figure out a way to get him the heck up out of here.
I have to be honest. I have not watched CNN since Hillary lost. I can't take it. Because I also believe that mainstream media elected him, too. Because they normalized him. Okay. Everything that he would say, every press conference, every staged fake, you know, Trump moment, they would cover it. And they gave him all this free publicity.
Right.
So the lies that he was telling, like most people, if you think, like, I do have a psychology background, but people, if you tell them a lie over and over enough, they will start to believe it because they've heard it so many times. And so I feel like the liberal, you know, media allowed him or extended to him a platform that they shouldn't.
That's fair.
And they should have fact checked him every stop of the way and stopped him or cut away from when he was, you know, giving a speech and he says a lie, cut away and say, actually, no, that's not true. That's a lie. We have the paperwork. Put up the, you know, whatever proof that he wasn't telling the truth. Like, we normalized him into being the president.
Okay.
And now we have him.
That's fair.
And I'm so upset at different things. Like, you know, people saying they're protesting voting. They didn't vote for him because they were protesting. Or like people like the Kaepernick. Kaepernick pissed me, and excuse my language, but he pissed me the fuck off.
He did.
I'm so mad because like, how are you going to be like, you're down on a knee because of Black Lives Matter. You're saying that I am protesting because the way my people are being treated in this country. Well, let me tell you, Black Lives Matter was on the ballot.
Okay.
If you think, I am a black person, but if you think that as a black person, your life did not matter before the presidency, what do you think your black life matters now that Donald Trump and his dummies are president of the United States? They're controlling the country. It's like,
right. Yeah, no, I know.
You may not have liked Hillary Clinton, but you better take your ass to vote.
Right.
How are you going to talk about you bending on one knee?
Come on, bending on one knee.
Bending on one knee. Protesting whatever you're protesting, and then you have the nerve to say that you didn't go to vote.
Right.
That makes your whole protest
irrelevant.
Void. It's irrelevant. It's void. And you were encouraging other people not to vote too. Like, why would you ever come out and say you didn't vote or you were not going to vote? Our people died to be able to vote.
Absolutely.
And you mean to tell me you're not going to take your ass to go vote? That pissed me off. I'm like, and all the people who voted for the third-party candidates.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
A protest vote or a vote for any of the third-party candidates was a vote for Donald Trump.
And here we are.
And now we got to deal with this orange-faced fool for the next 4 years. It's like, I can't do it. It's like the world... Like Fantasia said, which is that the world is gone mad.
Oh my God, she did. She said, I'm not even going to get into it. She was so mad, I think, because we ran that too.
And she was mad.
She was mad.
You know, I think it was a personal thing too, because I think one of her, during Atlanta Pride, I was one of the hosts of one of the parties that she performed at.
Oh, I remember
and me
that.
and her had a really friendly, loving exchange.
Yeah.
And it's people, you can be a good person and misspeak or have a moment that's unfortunate where you say something that you shouldn't say.
Right.
Or you say in a way you shouldn't have said it.
Right.
Or whatever the case may be. And you are allowed to come and backtrack from it and apologize if you truly say I was wrong and apologize for what you said or how you said it.
Much like Vivica Fox.
Much like how Vivica Fox did. Vivica Fox did say some... So she said, okay, go ahead and tell the lead.
No, no. I'm not going to tell the story. Well, I guess I will because we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
So basically, for those who don't know, Vivica Fox, she was on the Breakfast Club. They were asking about her new stripper show on Lifetime. And Charlamagne asked if the dancers would dance for men, for gays. And there was a bunch of stuff happening in the studio. And at that point, she said, hell no. And it just kind of blew up into this thing where people were calling her homophobic and saying that, you know, she didn't support the gay community, X, Y, and Z. And that's where we are. And so she's basically been apologizing on social media for about a good week. I feel like every day she's like, I'm sorry. But my thing, you know, I just feel like
I feel like people get beside themselves, especially when they say certain things, especially about the gay community. Like, we are the ones that have the disposable income. We are the ones that are more...
we ain't got no kids.
We got no kids, but that means we're more likely to buy the bullshit that you're trying to sell.
Basically.
And who did you think was going to watch these men stripping?
Never mind.
Yes, some of them are gay. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, who do you think was going to watch this strip show, this male
review, is it
review or whatever it is on Lifetime? It was going to be women,
right,
and gay men,
and me.
So why, right? But why would you? But why would you want to offend or, turn off one of the largest groups that are going to watch your show and make it a success?
And I think that's the problem. I don't think. Do I think Vivica Fox is homophobic? Absolutely not.
No.
Do I think what she said was inherently homophobic?
Yes.
Yes, more so in the way that it was said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with having a ladies' night out type of, brand establishment venue, but you can't position that against the gays.
Yes.
And that's what she did in her response, and that's the issue.
She should have said, everyone's welcome.
Basically.
We are here, and my talent is for everyone's enjoyment and for the right price. Because let me tell you something. At the end of the day, if you hoeing, stripping, escorting, whatever you doing, you have a price.
Oh.
In essence, that's what you're doing. You're doing it for money, so you have a price. So I wouldn't be surprised that, people...
And especially now the back page is shut down.
Yeah, people... Them hoes and escorts are really going through it right now with back page being shut down.
I've seen so many, Instagram posts about, very advertisement-ish ever since that happened. And so it's real interesting.
And I also feel that when people say certain things, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And this leads us into the whole Kim Burrell debacle, right? It's not like I was not surprised that the people in the church, like Kim Burrell or Shirley Caesar, would say that type of comment.
No, not at all.
Right. But, I wasn't surprised that they would have that position that homosexuality is wrong, right? But I was surprised at Kim Burrell in terms of how much vicious and how much venom.
Absolutely.
I was like, girl, are you pressed? What happened?
What gay did you wrong?
Right. Did a gay cut you off at the Burger King? I mean, did you get your double whopper before? Did the gay get the double whopper before you or something?
She ordered the 4 for $4, but the gay gave her 3.
Gave her 3. It had to be something because it was such a unwarranted, nasty attack.
Yeah.
And for me, especially in the black church, have you looked around in the church?
Have you listened to the choir section?
Have you looked at the preacher? Have you looked at the deacons? Have you looked at the ushers? I mean, the whole the men in the church, a good number of them are gay. And whether you want to admit it or not, that's the truth.
Yeah.
So I just don't get how we get to go. I mean, and are we going to address... See, I think that most Christians don't even know the red words. And
the red words, elaborate.
The red words is in the Bible, in the New Testament, is what Jesus said.
The red words.
The red words.
The words in red.
The words in red.
See, I'm a heathen.
See, you're a heathen. The words in red are the words that came from Jesus.
Why? I never knew that. I never knew that.
So my thing is, if you don't have the red words down, don't go into the Old Testament. Someone like Kim Burrell should not go into Old Testament and talk about homosexuality being right or wrong when it speaks against gluttony. It speaks against women being in a leadership or a preacher position and saying that you should not, or women should not be in that position. So she shouldn't be in the pulpit for various reasons according to the Old Testament. So how are you going to sit here and pick and choose what you want to condemn if you are going by the Old Testament? Jesus Christ never once condemned homosexuality. That's Jesus Christ. That's the red words.
Okay.
And most Christians don't even know that.
Okay.
And the whole point of Christianity is Christ, to be Christ-like.
Right.
Christian Christianity. Christ is the first part of that.
It
That means that you should
absolutely is.
strive and want to be like Christ. So learn the red words and learn how Christ was forgiving, how Christ had acceptance.
Amen. And don't condemn people to death.
To death. And then she brought up Eddie, what's his name?
Eddie Long.
Eddie
Bishop
Long. That name is so...
Bless his heart.
Not Eddie Long. Like, why would it have to be? I mean, the minister that people are speculating to be homosexual
Right.
would have to have a name called Eddie Long.
Eddie Long.
Eddie Long.
Eddie Long. Bless us.
I need to take a sip on that. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like, and there's so much hypocrisy going on. I think what happens is in the black church, ministers want to focus and pick on somebody to deflect from what they're doing.
Absolutely.
If you want to talk about it, I mean, you're not going to talk about all the fornication.
Right.
All the having children out of wedlock.
Right.
All the adultery that's going on in your congregation. All the stealing.
All the
and
missing money.
Yeah, embezzling. Like, so...
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it's like you can't pick and choose what you want to talk about. And especially when you don't know what Christ said. Christ trumps everything else.
Can we not use Trump? Can we pick a different... Can we pick a different... I can't. It's too soon.
You know what I mean? I'm saying what Jesus said is the way. I mean, that's how we are able to be Christians. You have to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Okay? And so that means you have to understand what he said and what he taught. And he did not teach what Kim Burrell was preaching in that pulpit. Okay?
Okay.
So that's how I feel about her. And then Shirley Caesar came and
everybody, I think, is taking a hit.
They took a hit.
Everybody came out.
And let me tell you something, too. Gays be buying gospel music. Gays do buy gospel music, and don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Okay, gospel music. I mean, I'm sure Shirley Caesar and Kim Burrell will always have a home on the Chitlin Circuit.
And greens.
Beans, greens, tomatoes. I thought that was funny. I was like, beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, lambs, rams, all this. And then you got the nerve.
Of bigotry.
Right. I said, if you don't get off stage with that wig talking about...
See, what's the Bible say about that? That's what I want to know. That wig. Thou shalt not... And something about synthetic fibers.
Thou shalt not...
And there's something about polyester.
Oh, God, that is funny, because I was just like... I was like, why did... Man, if I saw what was happening to Kim Burrell, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Listen...
They went right off the bout, like off
the... You got
the...
Pharrell talking. Ellen, you see Ellen, she was like, I didn't even know who she was, but she's not coming on my show.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's like someone basically talking very racist, negative talk about African Americans and then expect to go on Oprah's show.
Right. To clear their...
Oprah, let me be clear. We all have a right to say and speak our beliefs. And Ellen also has a right to decide who is going to come on her show.
Right.
I have a right to who I give a platform to. And we do that on lovebscott.com and on my brand. If I don't fuck with you, you're not going to be on any of my stuff.
Right.
I'm not going to amplify you. I'm not going to support and build you up when you talk negatively about me.
Right.
Of course not. That's just how it works. So if you're going to sit there and talk about homosexuals are going to hell and then we're going to die in 2017,
yeah,
Ellen has a right to say, I'm not going to receive that. I'm not going to allow you to come on my show and discuss this ignorance, stupidity when I'm a known lesbian.
Like the lesbian of like all
lesbians. Ellen is like the most legendary. She's the mascot. She is the founding member of lesbianism. And then you're going to say all that and then suspect she's going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
no.
Absolutely not.
No. I think that we need more people like Ellen to support people who support us.
Right. And to stand up to the bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will do the same thing. If you attack me as African American, you attack me as a gay person, you attack me as a gender non-conforming person, I am not going to support you.
No.
I don't need to have a conversation with you. I mean, I don't because I have plenty of people that I have conversations with that don't believe and think that way. I don't have enough time to try to reprogram all the stuff that you've been programmed all these years.
Right.
Meanwhile, you're doing God knows what, with whom, however, all the time.
Surely.
Caesar. Let me say this. There were some rumors. Okay, he alluded to something. And if we're going to talk about it on the B Sky show, we're going to talk about it. If you're going to mention it, Denver, if you're going to do that, there are some rumors out there that Shirley Caesar is a lesbian.
Right.
There are some rumors. Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. She likes...
the kitty cat.
I was going to say croutons in her Caesar, but we'll go for that. Yeah.
That's how I feel about it, though. Like, if I have to think about lesbians, I mean... I do not want to think about Shirley Caesar being one.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Can you imagine?
No, and I don't want to.
Oh, that
I don't
wig
want to.
fall off.
I don't. I'd rather
Oh, my
not.
goodness.
I'd rather not.
Oh my god!
Oh, okay. I need a second. Excuse me.
So, that being said, I believe that people have a right to say what they want to say, but understand there are real life repercussions to what you say.
Absolutely.
I think that in some ways Donald Trump has allowed people to think that you can say whatever the hell you want to say
And not get fucked
there's
up.
no repercussions to that. That is not the case.
Yeah.
So
And it never will be.
especially with people who do have platforms like me and Ellen and other people, like, I'm not going to extend to you my platform
Right.
if you are speaking directly against who I am as a person. You don't have to agree with who I am as a person, but I'm not going to allow you to come on my show and talk about why you don't agree with me as a person.
Right.
We move past that.
Right.
We got other things to talk about. And nobody's concerned about someone you don't know. Kim Burrell is lucky. It was a blessing for her to be on Ellen to try to extend her reach
Right.
and audience to make more money.
And I wondered, like, how she made so many headlines. You know, being Kim Burrell, because nobody checks for
It's
Kim
because
Burrell.
of Ellen.
But there are so many gays in media. You pissed off the wrong
Gays.
demographic.
Yeah.
So every negative headline they're going to run, they're going to run.
But just think about it. I mean, the gays in media. It's like, it's me, it's Jared, it's Perez,
It's all the ones we don't know.
All the ones
like
we
the
don't
Rap
know.
And Variety and EW and...
the ones who work at Shade Room and all that. Like,
Yeah.
So I just feel that there's a lot of people out there that when you put something like a slap in their face and they support you and they are really was rocking with you, because I
didn't
do
know
like
you.
Kim Burrell's voice. I do. But
You or did?
did.
Okay.
Yeah, did. Let me clarify. Did. Kim Burrell is
She's canceled.
She's canceled.
She's canceled.
It's a no-go. It's a return to sender.
Yeah.
It's a get her out of here.
I thought about it, and I can't.
Kim Burrell, we are treating Kim Burrell like how they treated the black man at the Donald Trump rally. Remember they were like pushing him out and all that? Kim Burrell is getting that from us. Like, you got to go, girl. Like, and it also, once you reach a certain age, you have no excuse.
Right.
I'm not going to teach you how to be Christian-like.
Be a human.
Or be a human.
Be
to have some
compassionate.
compassion.
Thank you.
How are you going to tell me? Because even if I am to go with her logic and I am to go with, being homosexual is a sin, how are you going to tell me? You're going to condemn me? So now you are Jesus. You are God. You're going to say, I'm going to die. Like, you're going to say, I'm going to die in 2017. So not only what I'm doing, so you're saying what I'm doing is a sin,
Right.
and I'm going to hell, but you're
going to die.
in the next 365 days.
Yeah. She tried it.
That is just...
It's ridiculous.
And speaking of ridiculousness, Steve Harvey meeting with Donald Trump. I had to change from all the
Kim Burrell.
The Kim Burrell.
It was getting
all the
real.
stuff.
It was getting real.
Yeah, getting real.
Yeah,
And I mean...
I felt it.
I'm like,
the energy. It switched. Yeah. I feel the same way about Steve as the way I feel about Kanye meeting with Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it.
So Steve Harvey met with Donald Trump today, and after the meeting, he says something like he could tell, or he feels that Donald Trump is a genuine... What was the actual quote? It was something...
So he spoke to like a bunch of reporters, and he was saying that he met with, Donald Trump to talk about how they can fix like urban inner cities in the community. And he cited Ben Carson as a person who's spearheading this initiative or whatever. And...
he said, he's a genuine person. He said, after his meeting, he said Donald Trump was a genuine person, and they were talking about helping inner cities.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know what Steve's gonna do. Like, Steve...
It's just... is him, is Kanye.
Anna Winter, because she met with him too.
Anna Winter met with,
same day as Kanye.
Do we got to get her out of here too?
We're going to have a lot of people.
We got to get.
It's a new day.
We have got to. And you know what? And let me say this. I am tired of, like, in 2016, I feel like they picked all the wrong people. You can't be like, 2016 almost killed off everybody but the people who needed to go.
Hello.
It's like, what is happening? Like, you can't kill off the good people. Like, in 2017, I need to talk to the Grim Reaper. Like, we got to have a conversation.
No, you don't. We
about who they need to get. But shit, they come get me. I'm going to glory. Well, I don't know. According to Kim, I might not make it.
Might not.
You
might not.
But I'm just saying that, I just feel that I don't understand the purpose of all the things that Donald Trump needs to be focused on and working on. Why are you meeting with these celebrities as if they're going to help you with your policy? I have never seen that before with any president where, you're more concerned with a photo op. The optics of these different celebrities meeting with you and coming out and saying positive things, as opposed to you actually fulfilling the lies that you told to the American people. If you are going to work for the people who are struggling, the people who feel like they're being left behind, I want to hear those proposals. I want to hear what are you actually going to do.
Right.
As opposed to seeing Kanye and Steve Harvey or Anna Winter or any of them meeting with you. I don't care about what those people have to say, because those people are already rich.
Right.
They've already figured out a certain, you need to come back and help the people that voted for you.
What the hell is Steve Harvey going to do with the inner city? Like, I don't all of the people you could bring in to help with the inner city.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey.
Right.
Gonna put them all in 4-button suits.
And what is he gonna do that he hasn't already had the opportunity? Say what?
So he's gonna put them all in 4-button suits. I don't know what his purpose would be.
And what is he gonna do that he didn't already have the opportunity to do
before Trump?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Why didn't he meet with Obama to talk about inner cities? Like, this is all photo ops. He wants to be able to have photo ops or, meetings with black people to say, oh, all is well on that front.
Steve Harvey's dumb enough to do it.
Yeah, I don't, that to me is just like, this is just, I was hoping that 2017 would take a turn for the better, but I just feel like it's just so much, we've been bombarded with BS, one thing after another, that we're becoming numb to it.
Yeah.
Like, totally numb to it. And then, things that I also feel that we should be numb to is stuff like Chris Brown and Soulja Boy. To the best that we got, so we have the likes of Trump situation going on. And so all that we can come up with as a black people is Soulja Boy and Chris Brown gonna fight.
In Dubai.
And Floyd is sponsoring Soulja Boy. And
correct.
50 Cent is sponsoring Chris Brown.
Or Mike Tyson.
Right,
and 50 Cent is like
the broker. Yeah.
Right.
And then Kelly Price is going to sing the national anthem.
What a fucking joke.
And then we have videos of them in the gym working out, and they both look like two waifs. They both look like they just hit the crack pipe.
Listen, I live downtown.
2 seconds beforehand. Like, they literally look like two what do you call them? Praying mantises.
Right.
They're going to fight each other. Like, two praying mantises that's high and anorexic.
Listen, I live downtown. If I wanted to see crackheads fight, I would go outside.
Right.
Honest to God.
Just walk down
the street.
That's really where they should fight. They should fight based on how they look. And they should be fighting in Skid Row because they look like they are.
Well, that's why they couldn't do it in Vegas, because they wouldn't pass the drug test needed to do amateur fights in Vegas.
Oh.
So that's why they had to move it to Dubai.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
But when they do fight, I will be having a fight night because...
Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, Chris Brown.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
But are they having like the regular type of fight, or are they going to fight like there's no rules?
No, they say it's like boxing, so it's going to be very...
I wouldn't be surprised if like Soulja Boy pulled out a knife and stabbed him or something. Finish him.
Mortal Kombat?
I'm serious. Like, if there's no...
No, I want to see some backflips. And I want to see like a moonwalk, and I want to see, make it interesting. Don't just...
I'm not going to say I won't watch it. I just think that it's like, really? And then, and the reality is, when you start pitting two people against each other, and they have like some type of gang involvement and all these other
that's
factors.
a crazy thing. The gang ties.
Somebody might actually die. Yeah. And I don't see how Chris Brown, I'm sure he's still on probation. Isn't he on probation for something? Is he still on probation for beating Rihanna up?
No, that got cleared.
Okay, and then he had some other stuff.
Then there was like the gun thing, but then that got cleared. So I think he's just on thin ice with everything.
I saw his attorney the other day at Equinox downtown.
Did you?
Mark Garagos, and he looked like he was going through it too.
Yeah, interesting.
He looked like he's not in good health. I'm like, y'all need to get with the people you need to get with, and it's probably the Lord. You shouldn't be. And he was encouraging or defending or taking up for Chris Brown and against Soulja Boy on Twitter too. Did you see that?
He was. Yeah, speaking of Chris, I don't know if I should say this, but when I'm not at Equinox, I work out with my trainer at this gym in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Karrueche also trains there.
Yeah.
And the day that he got in trouble for the whole gun party situation, apparently she had a lot to say about Chris, and she was just kind of like venting, just kind of getting off, everything that she needed to say about Chris to the trainer she was working with. Mm-hmm. And for those of you hoping for a Karrueche reunion in 2017, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say what she said, but it's just
not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nope.
From what I understand, he used and abused her in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And even how he, nationally played her.
Yeah.
One moment he was with Karrueche, and the next moment I remember seeing him at a game with Rihanna.
Day. That was Christmas Day
with Rihanna.
Yeah.
And it was just like, how much disrespect can you give a woman and not expect her to want to continue to be in any type of relationship with you. And how, even with the whole Soulja Boy situation, she said something, responded to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then he went and popped all the way off.
And it was like the most disrespectful thing I've seen in a long time. The most
disrespectful verbiage and things he said about her. We have it on lovebscott.com. But it was just like, so that was in a span of 30 minutes. Like, basically, he had said, he had put up an Instagram post, or Soulja Boy had said something, and she said something in response to that. And then went in on Karrueche.
Yeah, they were going, yeah.
Something, but the whole situation started with Soulja Boy liking Karrueche's photo.
Right.
So now you want to fight him for liking her photo, but then she makes a statement, and you personally attack her and degrade her.
Yeah, is that crack?
So I'm just confused as to why y'all fighting in the first place. Because this is obviously a woman you don't care about or you don't truly respect, because you just said all these god-awful, hurtful, nasty things about it, about her. So I'm just like, it's idiotic. It's kind of like when, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown was painting on the walls. Like, I feel like...
bring Whitney.
No, remember, I'll never forget. I was watching that special, and they were talking to ABC special, and they were talking about how they would paint. Oh, was it ABC or was it Oprah? It was one of them where she was. What interview did she talk about how? Well, I think she was talking about how Bobby Brown was painting things on the wall. I think that was Oprah.
I've seen that clip, but I can't remember who.
Yeah,
it was.
He was making images or faces on the wall. And I just feel like, this is two people who are high using us to paint stuff on the wall, if I'm going to use that metaphor.
Okay.
So this whole fighting and stuff, like we're basically co-signed and there with them in the room as they paint on the wall.
Yep, and I'm going to have that paint party, that fight party. Pay-per-view at my house, and it's going to be lit.
I'm going to be right there.
I'm going to be fucked up.
It's so much going on in the world.
It's a lot.
I need to talk about something positive. Well, something that's positive is Kim Kardashian's back.
She is.
After the whole debacle with,
that's our positive.
That's our positive.
I love Muffin's gonna hate that. Why are you talking about her?
It ain't positive.
She can stay gone.
She can stay gone, but they click on the post. Let me say this. If you want the Kardashians, to completely disappear, you have to stop clicking on the post. By clicking on the post, that's how we make money.
Right.
So when you click on the post and you support the Kardashians, you are saying to me, you want us to post more posts about the Kardashians.
It's very simple. The more you read,
the more you get. The more you get. The more you click, the more you get. So that's what we post is really based on what you click on.
Basically.
So if you want the Kardashians to disappear, you have to stop talking about them.
Stop commenting.
You have to stop watching their show. You got to stop buying Kanye shoes because he's a part of the family. You can't just give up one. You just can't give up the Kardashians but still support Kanye because, you know, in a marriage, you're joint.
Right. Kim Kardashian.
Kardashian West. You can't be like, oh, Nori's so cute, but I hate her mother. No,
it
not
doesn't
really.
work that way because they're always going to be photographed together.
That's her mother. She birthed her. But anyway, she's back.
Yeah.
And she's been posting a series of family photos to her Instagram, Facebook, and her app.
Yeah.
And I am happy that she's back.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
I'm also happy that Kanye, after his whole emotional, mental episodes, that he seems to be more stable. I mean hopefully.
We think. Yeah, you know, I thought that the pictures were cool. I learned today that they were taken at Rick Rubin's hideaway studio.
Oh, wow. Where he was working on music?
Yeah, well, I guess after Kanye's break, Rick Rubin, they're really close. He let the family go there just to kind of get away. So while they were there, they took a bunch of pictures and had this photographer come out just to kind of document the time in their life where they were. So I know I saw some criticism saying that, you know, they're pretending to be poor and
because there's no furniture.
Yeah, which, I mean, you know, everybody's going to always have something to say.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's how the Kardashians have become the Kardashians, is from people having something to say. They are the people for our audience. They're the people that our audience loves to hate.
Yeah.
But you click on all the stuff. Like let something happen with one of them, or let there to be some type of supposed, like, you know, Beyonce doesn't like Kim Kardashian. They're going to click on that because, you know, that's...
Yeah.
It's what makes certain things pop is that are Kardashians involved. Mm-hmm. You know, for example, when Amber Rose and they were having their issues, like Amber Rose and Khloe and Kim and all that type of stuff was going on, and Kanye and everything. But like the Amber Rose could have popped off on anybody else. She could have popped off on Blac Chyna. She could have popped off on...
She could have popped off yesterday and we wouldn't know.
And wouldn't know. But the reason why people were concerned with it was that you were popping off on the Kardashians.
Right.
And that's just the reality of it. Whether you want to be accepted or not, I mean, the Kardashians didn't become the Kardashians for nothing. Right. They became because people were talking about them. People are discussing them, and they have a relevance, and people watch the show.
Sorry, I'm laughing at these comments. People are funny.
What are they saying? What are some of the people saying?
Just, you know, B. Scott, you looking young as ever.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
No,
I'm trying.
Funny.
I'm trying to keep it, you know, young and sexy. Young and... Is that a song? No, it's not a song. You always hate on my vocals. See, once you hit yet again... Here you are. You are a hater.
No, I didn't even say
you hate on my vocals.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
And, you know, just because you sung in a choir
10 years ago.
10 years ago, and they shouldn't have let you in back then.
But they did.
Because God did that.
Yep.
God worked that out. Not your voice.
My life matters.
Not your voice. Your voice didn't. So now I hate that. Like, people who think because they held a note in some high school...
Several.
Held a note or two in high school or college, they think that they can critique my vocal ability.
Okay.
And I feel like I bless you with my vocals.
Okay, what does Mariah say about your vocals?
Well, actually, I did have a song that I was working on, and I let her listen to it. And she said to me that I should turn the auto-tune up. She did. Me and her still go back and forth about that, because anytime when I feel like she's trying to, like, you know, slight me or something, I was like, this is just like the time when you told me to turn the auto-tune up on my song. And then she was like, no, I thought it was just go with the vibe of the song. I'm like, no, it's because you thought you were saying I couldn't sing.
Wow.
And I just think that, you know, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine.
Amen.
No matter what people say.
Amen.
Trying to hold me back.
Glory.
Trying to take away my God-given talents and degrade them and make me feel less than because my vocal ability makes you feel...
sick. Oh, but I was speaking of Mariah. Have you talked to her since that whole debacle? Because I heard that... Well, you talked to her, so...
Have I talked to her since the whole debacle? I have... I just remember we said Happy New Year.
Okay.
To each other. I mean, I think I did a preemptive one. I said, before because I was in Hawaii.
Right.
And it was going to be New Year in New York, like 5 hours before
Right.
it would be in Hawaii. I just said Happy New Year, good luck or whatever, and she said Happy New Year and some kisses and everything. And so we haven't talked about the situation, the performance that went left. I mean, I can say that it went left.
Regardless of whose fault it was, it
went left and ran into a ditch. It sunk.
Yeah.
It's a pew.
It wasn't what it was supposed to be.
It was not what it was supposed to, and that's such a reality of it. Do I believe that she couldn't hear herself? Yes. I don't think she would lie, and there were parts. I mean, so even some people were like, oh, she was lip singing and she couldn't lip sync with the track or whatever the case may be. But if you listen to what was being played,
I didn't hear a track.
It was just the background music. It was They were expecting her to sing,
right? And
I think she was expecting herself to sing. I think we all had the expectation that she was going to sing,
right?
So I don't know exactly what happened. I think that most singers do use background tracks. Even something,
especially for that particular event.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's all the reverberation, all the things going on.
Absolutely.
But I wish that she was able to have a better time on stage with it. If I would have went, I think I would have just started like me knowing her, I know she can sing.
Right.
I know that
she sings all the time.
I would have just been like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on.
Those vocals. We'll turn the auto-tune up. Can we turn the auto-tune up?
That's what I would do. I would have did something bluesy, like they messed my earpiece up and I don't know what to do, or even if if they want her to sing Emotions, she couldn't quite hear herself, just do like another version of it.
Yeah.
Emotions deeper than I would have just.
But here's the thing: if that would have,
Mariah was basically like, "Fuck
good,
it."
Right.
She walked off. She came back.
Eve, we're good.
She said, "Pick me up, put me down."
As long as I stay on the stage, we're good. So we're good. We're
and
fine.
that is probably a legal thing too, because as long as she stayed on stage, you get the check.
It counts as a performance.
Like a performance.
You get your check. You
fulfill
your obligations.
So I
mean,
that's the thing. Like, people think because me and Mariah are close friends that I understand exactly everything that goes down when it goes down as it's going down, and I don't. Like, there's no way for me to explain what happened there.
Right.
I mean, we all saw what happened. Like Mariah says, shit happens. Right. I think that is my response. That is the official B. Scott response, is that shit happens. Obviously.
Yeah, I remember you texted me, like, did you see? And I had a New Year's Eve party, so I was like, no, I hadn't seen. I was like, oh, I'm sure it wasn't that bad. And I woke up and I saw everybody's kind of reaction, and I was like, okay, so what happened? And I went to go see, and I was like, oh, she just Mariah'd.
Mm-hmm. And then one thing about it too is, everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, she made those headlines.
And it was crazy because she was on one network and Jennifer Lopez was on another network. And,
Was she?
Yeah, she was performing too.
Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer was doing her dance thing, and she has a new show coming out,
World of Dance.
And I think that's perfect for Jennifer.
One thing about Jennifer, she stays working.
Oh, she keeps the check.
Stays.
Her and several. Kelly Rowland keeps the check.
Not Kelly Rowland. You're right.
Kelly Rowland too. I've been saying in terms of Kelly's doing something at all times.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not saying that Kelly and Jennifer Lopez are on the same level. I'm just saying that they keep a check.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they keep a check, honey. And Jennifer, she had the American Idol check. She got that Vegas residency check.
Yeah.
She got that, what is it, 50 Shades? What's the?
Shades of Blue.
Shades of Blue.
Check.
The check. She got this new NBC show
World
check.
Of Dance.
Check.
Yeah, she has that HBO movie.
She got her Kohl's clothing check.
Check.
Perfume check.
But that album.
Check. She got the checks.
Well, I don't know about the album check.
But you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying. The album allows her
to do what she does.
Perform and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And so she keeps her check.
She does.
I'm not mad at anybody out here grinding. And Mariah does too. Mariah keeps a check. She got the reality check. Mm-hmm. She got that MAC makeup check.
Mm-hmm.
That
Lionel Richie tour.
That Lionel Richie tour check. That Vegas residency check. They keeps the checks.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm here too. I got to keep my check. The website check.
Yeah.
My future book check.
Yeah.
This podcast check.
Yeah.
The checks.
The checks.
We got to keep multiple revenue streams coming in.
Right.
That's
my
the
message. 2017 motto. The checks.
We have to talk about the Housewives of Atlanta a little bit.
Speaking of checks.
What?
No. Just,
Housewife, yep. So supposedly, Sheree, once again, has an issue pertaining to her house.
Right. So Sheree's house, she can't live in it.
Right.
So to me, if you have
She can't live in. What do you mean?
She doesn't have a certificate of occupancy to live in the house.
Sheree, you mean to tell me Sheree does not have a certificate of occupancy to stay in Chateau Sheree?
That's what they're saying. That's what I saw.
And some of the people, contractors that work on the house are suing her.
Correct.
We're going to need Sheree to come by the show and
Yeah,
clear this
because
up.
I have questions.
Yeah. So Love Muffins, y'all need to tweet or at Sheree and say, B-Sky has some questions. You need to come by the B-Sky show so we can talk to you about this, because I don't want to be shady about something, because, I am renovating my house.
Right.
And I hope my house don't come into the B-Sky, Chateau Sheree situation, because, things do happen.
They do.
And it does cause you to not move as fast as you would think, but I don't think anything would cause you to be 5, 6 years later.
And I don't think anybody doesn't want Sheree to win. I think everybody wants Sheree to win.
That's why she's back on the show, because we wanted her to win. We wanted Sheree back on the show. The fans and the people who watch Housewives of Atlanta wanted Sheree back on the show. Right. Let's be clear.
Right.
I mean, Andy had to say okay, but I'm saying, but the whole movement came from people liking her.
Right.
People do not want Sheree to fail.
No.
But we want to know why you still talking about something you were talking about 6 years ago.
Right. There comes a point where you have to just be like, okay, so listen, this ain't quite working out, and just keep it real. And I think that, in her not keeping it real, it allows for these stories like her not paying contractors, like her not having her certificate of occupancy to come forth and prosper. Because she's...
Come forth and prosper.
You like that?
Yes. I think this whole episode has a biblical tone.
It does.
Come forth and prosper.
Yes. And she's not prospering because she keeps lying about the bullshit.
Oh, my goodness. And then it's all this whole talk. I got to talk to Candy, too. I got to have Candy stop by the show, too. Whatever. Because, the whole... we were talking about lesbianism.
Shit. I'm sorry. That was a real reaction. I could put this
I'm not saying... No, wait a minute. I don't want to be shady. I'm not saying that...
No, I know you're not.
Candy is a lesbian. I'm just saying that on the show...
But the segue took me by surprise.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
There are some claims that Candy was having sex with... Shamia, which is Phaedra's sidekick.
Portia's sidekick.
I mean, not Phaedra, Portia's sidekick. And also, isn't Shamia the one that she beat up too? She ran her down outside.
Supposedly.
And she was the one that she thumped on a little bit?
I think
that was Shamia or one of her friends.
One of them. Portia had so many people.
So just to recap again, let's go back. So there's an allegation, I think that Phaedra said, that Candy is having boom boom.
She said
boo boo kitty time.
That's what she said.
She said
that.
Oh my God. So having boo boo kitty time with, and that is Shamia, which is Portia's friend. And this comes off the heels of Candy revealing that Phaedra was seeing or having sexual relations with Mr. Chocolate.
Right. Like Kenya had said 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And Candy was like, I know Mr. Chocolate. And that Phaedra and Mr. Chocolate were seeing each other before Apollo went to prison.
Correct.
So this is some shocking allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my thing is that, let me tell you something. When I saw the episode where Candy and Phaedra were sitting down, and then Candy said and revealed that Phaedra was seeing someone before Apollo went to prison, right? In that moment, if I was Phaedra, I would have popped back off with my information too. And I was like, well, if you want to go there, if you want to talk about things that should be off limits, well, let's talk about the fact that you were fucking Shamia.
Right. But she didn't.
So I don't... This is making it less believable, because you are doing this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She's doing this as retaliation for Candy saying something that was actually true.
Right. Absolutely. And I think, in terms of, whether or not Candy should have said what she said, because Phaedra told her that when they were friends, I think that there comes a point where Candy hasn't said anything for a really long time.
Yep.
And Phaedra, you keep pushing somebody into a corner.
And I also would say this too. I hate when they use homosexuality or being a lesbian as something that's negative.
Yeah.
If she was having sex with Shamia and Todd is okay with it, then is that an issue? Is that a dig? Is that a negative thing? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, so why is it like, oh, well, she's having sex with Shamia? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
like,
I get it.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it has a derogatory thing to it. Like, that's a dig at you. That's a negative. That's not a negative. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kandi is on the spectrum of sexuality.
Well, she's on somebody's spectrum. Of
So something.
somebody's sexuality.
But a person who's selling sex toys, and I mean,
Right.
she has a whole catalog of pleasure thingies. We call them dildos and
Devices.
clamps and devices, and you know, I mean, even there was another allegation that she had like a sex room.
Right.
I mean, would I be surprised that a person who has a catalog of that they
Sex
sell of
toys.
sex toys would have a sex room?
No.
I think it would make sense for you to have a sex room so that way you can display
your own
and test
product.
your own products.
Hello?
If I had a catalog of sex toys, do you think I would be using
Can't
them
have
on
a sex
myself?
dungeon, a tunnel, a
Yes.
basement, a bunker,
Yes. I'm like, you get a sex toy, you
a
get a sex
loft.
toy, you get a
I'd
sex
have all
toy.
the sex places.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that part of it. But I just say, you know, at the end of the day, I am not mad at any of these housewives for doing what they need to do to get their checks.
Well,
That's another theme. You got to get that check.
the check.
And that's why I want, you know, I really want Nene to come back on the show.
I think I do too.
I need Nene.
I think I do too.
Like, we need Nene back on the show because I feel like she is the only housewife on that particular show that was there from the beginning. Well, Sheree was there now.
Yeah,
that she's
she
back.
left.
But
She
she
don't
left. But you get what I'm saying. So I'm saying, like, we need... I feel like Nene, in a lot of ways, she centers the show. And Nene does have a comedic quality that the other girls do not have. Nene is funny. Nene's
She's funny as
one-liners
hell. She's funny as shit. Yeah.
crack me all the way up. So I feel like I hope that Nene makes it right, or whatever the case may be. I've heard there's some bad blood going on between her and Bravo and NBC, Universal, whatever the case may be. I hope she makes it okay, so that way she can come back on the show, because the show does need her, in my opinion. Like, Nene needs to get in there and kind of, like, you know, reestablishes herself as the queen of the show. And I told Kenya that, like, in the last episode, I said, if I was Nene, I would have never let
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I would never have let
was a
anybody make me feel that I couldn't stay on my show.
Right. They can do my show without me.
They can do my show. No, I would
No.
never give you that
No.
chance, because I would
No.
never have left my show.
Right.
And she was the highest paid housewife.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Where else is she going to go to get that check? You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean,
we have a moment's of silence for that check she's not receiving. So we need for her to be able to get back on that show and give it the synergy that it needs.
Yeah.
And to kind of start calling some of these people on the bullshit that's being presented. That's
yeah.
a lot of stuff. It's like these storylines
Yeah.
are getting like a little magical.
Yeah.
They get a little like, it's kind of
Very whimsical.
It's very whimsical. It's coming very like, you know, Days of Our Lives. Remember, I used to watch Days of Our Lives when somebody had died and they came back as a
Somebody
ghost.
had died.
They came back as a ghost, and that's when I stopped watching Days of Our Lives. I was like, I can't. They died, but they still on the show as a ghost. I was like, I'm not doing this with y'all. Like, I got to stop. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, we need for the housewives to come back to reality a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
know, I
So
feel
Nene,
like-
if you're listening, come back.
We come back,
Come
back,
back.
girl.
Come back.
Whatever the issue is, just come back. We
come
need
back.
you. You got to let these girls know
Right.
that the Housewives of Atlanta is your shit.
Hello? And some check is better than no check.
Yep, say it.
The checks.
The checks. It's all about the checks.
The checks.
Indeed. Anything on that list we still got to talk about?
You know, I think...
Anything on Facebook? Let me see.
I think...
It's Facebook.
Yeah, no, I'm...
Facebook.com/LoveBScott. Let's see. Let's do a little refresh here, darling.
Just one last. See if anything pops up. Hey. I'm sorry. Everybody's like, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, everybody say, hey, hey.
I'm like, hey.
Miss seeing you and the legendary videos. Yeah. Come on, legendary videos.
Yeah, they were kind of legendary.
They were.
They were.
I mean, and we all have to evolve.
We do.
You know, but I do feel like in this regard, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now, coming back and doing the podcast and also just doing the live streams of it. And I feel like that's me.
Yeah, people need to see
Sharing
you.
again.
People, they
Oh.
miss you. They do.
That's nice.
They
That's
do.
nice to hear.
I've seen those emails come in every day. They do.
They do. And I miss them. I miss the interaction that I had with my Love Muffins. And, you know, I'll never forget, like, I was going through a really hard time with my sister's death.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my Love Muffins left a comment under one of my YouTube videos where they said, you should start talking to your sister. and as if she's still here. And I started talking to my sister or having conversations with her. I know it sounds a little bit crazy.
No,
but,
not to me. No.
And it actually helped me deal with her death. So I value the conversations and the videos exchange, and it was like kind of like therapy for me.
Okay.
And so it's not that I stopped doing videos for any other reason than I just needed to diversify what I was doing.
And to live.
Yeah, and you see that with a lot of the YouTubers, even the ones that, you know, have come after me. Because let's be clear, I was one of the first YouTube celebrities.
Right.
It was like me, What the Buck, Chris Crocker. We all came. Well, I mean, no, don't look like that. I'm just saying.
What? I don't know. See, I can't control my face. I don't know what my face does half the time, so you have to forgive me.
I'm just saying that, you know, we were one of the first, and you have to diversify.
Yeah.
And you have to parlay. That's what people like, wow, B Sky's still here? Yeah, because I parlayed. Okay, I was a YouTube celebrity. I parlayed that into a website. I parlayed that into Ebony Advice columns. I parlayed that into television appearances. I parlayed that into a Sirius XM radio show. Right. I'm parlaying, you know, what everything we're doing now,
going on now
into the books, into everything else that I'm doing. Like, you know, you got to know how to take, you know, one thing and make it into something else,
right,
and keep building.
Amen.
You know, and so I feel like this is a part of me coming back and sharing again and being involved and, you know, interacting with my Love Muffins once again, hopefully in a way that is consistent with what they have grown to love about me. But I specifically came back to do the podcast and to do what we're doing now because I wanted it to be raw. I wanted it to be real.
Okay.
I wanted people to hear my voice and what I truly think about a lot of the stuff that we run on lovebscott.com. You feel me? I mean, let's talk about it because I mean, it's basically, you know, the stuff that we run is like, it's like the water cooler chatter.
For sure.
And people want to hear what I got to say about the stuff that we run. And so this is a perfect way for me to come back and share myself, but also be centered around the things that my Love Muffins are interested in.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a great way to conclude the episode.
Yes, we will sign off now.
Sign off, and I want you guys to continue to log in on a daily basis to lovebscott.com.
Yep.
As well as you can find me on Twitter. It's, you know, Twitter/lovebscott. On Facebook is facebook.com/lovebscott. Instagram is lovebscott. Everything is lovebscott.
Everything.
I want you to love me. You know, what's that Jennifer Lewis song?
Don't say Holiday.
Holiday.
She's canceled.
Oh, she said, her publicist said.
That was bullshit. She's canceled.
She's canceled?
She's canceled.
Oh, Jennifer Holiday's canceled too?
That came out after Trump's team had confirmed
that she's...
Yeah.
So, just give you a quick synopsis of what we just talked about. One last thing was that Jennifer Holiday was supposed to sing at Trump's
welcome inauguration ceremony.
Yes.
So it said she was going to do it. The press release went out. Everybody got it. Then her publicist said, oh, wait a minute. She never confirmed. After everybody started popping off.
Girl.
But she did. And she was going to.
Is she going to?
They said they were going to have a decision this afternoon. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Okay.
But.
And also, Love Muffins, we're going to be letting you know pretty soon. I think we are going to have our official links to how you can subscribe and follow us and everything. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, you know, I love you and double kisses. Mwah, mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The B. Scott Show. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Love B. Scott. And make sure you review the show on iTunes. And you can always find me on lovebscott.com.